Hello, hello, hello. It's Fiona here. We are starting on a 3-day event, but it'll be this Thursday, next Thursday, and the Thursday afterwards, which is all about the 5 languages of your soul's divine guidance. So many of us think, oh, well, I am intuitive, but we want to make that more regular. We want to be able to make sure that that is something that we're aware of. We are seeing the signs, we're asking and we're receiving, we're responding, and our soul is actually responding to us. Now, this becomes the last day, which is all about soul to soul communication and how we put our message out there and how we can manifest and how we can make things change. So, this is what today is all about. We are just opening up the doors to understand thinking versus feeling. Most women are saying to me, I don't know if I can trust my intuition. I don't know if it's really there. I don't know if I'm getting it. I don't know if this is just me thinking. So, what I wanted to show you today was what's the difference between the two. So, we're going to make this really simple. It's not going to be a long broadcast, but it will show you when you're in your thinking mind and when you're actually feeling something coming through. Now, when I started my business, I thought I needed to learn about business. Thought I needed to learn all about business, all the ins and outs, and all the strategy and all the rest of it. But what I actually ended up learning about was myself. My business was something that really pulled myself out, and it just keeps getting better and better and better because when you understand that your business is a living, breathing entity and has information for you, you'll often see me doing posts like, what does your business want to say to you today? What does your soul want to say to you today? What messages have you received? But we're not actually giving ourselves to slow down, receive that, and take the information that's actually there for us. So one of the main things you will hear me say over and over and over again, and I believe this wholeheartedly, is that I believe business is the first place that women find out that they have forgotten how to listen to themselves. We have this feminine intuition. We have this gut knowing. We have so much information available to us. And my guides, who are dragons, by the way, if you didn't know that already, they say, we can't get through to you because you are overthinking. So let's just concentrate on the first language that has everything to do with what is being shown to you. But the first language of your soul is thinking. So we need to understand first when we're thinking as opposed to when we're feeling. So when somebody's in their thinking mode, what do you think happens? They're talking fast, they're giving you lots of information, they're downloading lots of information on you, they're asking lots of questions, but they're never listening to the answers. It's like boom, 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 over and over and over again. So this is where we are receiving so many thoughts, but this is your reptile brain giving you so much to think about because actually it's more frightened of the information that's available for you because it's like, oh, it's unknown. But what I want you to do is realize that that's your natural information, your natural communication with your soul, divine guidance, source, God. Have you ever read Donald Walsh's book, Conversations with God? Now that is where I take you. That is how I let you understand that you are receiving your own divine guidance. And it's not for special people. It's not just for other people who get extrasensory perception. It is for you. You have that already. And one of the messages that came through from my guides is you don't know how powerful you are. So what we're going to do today is just open that up for you. So you have thousands upon thousands of thoughts in your mind at any one time, hundreds of emotions flooding through your body, but hidden beneath that noise, the quiet, is a message that's coming through for you. If you could ask and then you allow yourself to get into the state where you can actually receive that. Your soul never stops communicating with you. Not that you're separate, it's just it never stops communicating with. There's always communication there for you. So just to start this day off, just to start this event off, I'm going to count you down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are just going to know that you can come down into your soul space. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Watch the air go all the way up. Come back down. Pivot at your heart. Go down in a figure of 8, down through, down to your toes. Then come back up again. There are so many easy ways to come home, to come back into your body. So I'm going to show you the difference between thinking, when you're in your thinking mode, and you often see me kind of do like that there's a gauge. You know, maybe you're over here and you're thinking, this is me thinking, this is what happens. And you need to know what's going on in the rest of your body when you're in thinking mode so that you recognize it. And that's what we're just going to touch on today. And then when you're in feeling mode, which will be the end of the call today, we'll be looking at like, how does it feel in your body when you're in feeling mode as opposed to all these fireworks going off and you're thinking mode. So first, lean in and know your thinking state. The mind, 99.99% of the people live. 90% of the time you are in your mind. I know I am. I'm an overthinker. That's why this was brought to me, to help other people's not to be so obsessed with overthinking. So the mind, where most people live, in their mind, trying to sort things out, trying to make sure that you're thinking and you're doing things and you're fixing things. This is very much the masculine perspective. This is really where you're overthinking, and it becomes very painful for your head when you're in a thinking mode a lot of the time. Thinking, of course, is very useful. But you need to know that when you're in your thinking mode, even though it's useful, what was the thought that you had that put you in the thinking mode? So we're just to recap today, just for the two things that we're going to look about the 5 languages of the soul, we're going to be looking at your thinking mode and where that feels in your body. So you know, that's me thinking, or I'm in the feeling state. Extrasensory perception. Now I'm open to extrasensory perception. That's what we're going to just go through today. So thinking is very useful. It analyzes, it helps you plan, it helps you strategize, it helps you compare things. It protects you from certain things. You can calculate in your mind. The mind also asks questions, but it often is derogatory questions working from your reptile brain. What if this is wrong? What will everybody think? What's the safest option? Should I do this or shouldn't I do this? Thinking is very busy, and it can actually be, some people think very linearly, and I've found more people recently, the ones that I've done business readings for, they think in circular motions, and some people think in spiral motions. So like thought actually has an energy of its own, and in you, the way that you think can be very, very different to how I think or how someone else thinks. So the mind often repeats itself, repeat, thinking about the same subject, but coming at it from a lot of different angles. One of the things I find when I'm teaching people how to ask questions to their soul, ask questions to source, is they don't know what to ask, but they just keep asking the same questions, one after another, after another, after another, without allowing the question to form and allowing the answer to be received. So we are very much in repeat mode a lot of the time when it comes to when we're in our thinking mind. Your thinking mind is very logical. It creates lists. Most of us use lists and we check lists. We check things off, even to do with manifesting, which is a very much feminine energy. We are using lists to kind of think an inventory of like, oh, I'd like this, I'd like that, and that needs to work, and this needs to work, and that needs to work, and I need to have that, I need to sort that out. Thinking. It searches for certainty. It needs to know I'm there. I've reached it. This is what it feels like. This is how it is. This person will do this for me. This person loves me. I can rely on this person. The mind, as my guides say, is a wonderful tool, or it is a wrecking ball. It is a wrecking ball because of what we're thinking over and over and over again. And it is a terrible master. Sometimes you have to go out of your comfort zone. You really have to do some things that are very, very different to stop your mind doing certain things and taking over every single thing that you're doing. But you can also use your mind when you're trying to manifest something, when you're trying to, remember. So remembering is a very good way. Like, oh, I'm remembering, I'm in my mind. You're in your awareness. You understand, this is me thinking. This is no good. This isn't going to get me anywhere at all. If I keep thinking that, I'm going to keep getting the same results. So how many thoughts during your day have you caught and thought, this is the same thought being repeated, but with different words? So you can think about that for yourself. How many times have you thought the same thought, but you're just using it from a different angle? And we're thinking and thinking without the pause. So I'm just going to ask you just for a second to just be in your thinking state. When you're thinking, maybe first thing in the morning or second thing in the morning, like, oh, what have I got to do today? Got to do this, and then I've got to do that, and I've got to do this. Oh gosh, then I don't forget that, and then I've got to do this, and look at my diary. Then I've got to do this, and then I've got to do that. Got to drive here. I've got to need the energy for that. What am I going to have for lunch? I need to go shopping. Oh, I need to remember to pay this. I need to remember to go to the bank. This is your thinking state. I want you to just be in your thinking state just for a minute. Be in your thinking state. This like action, 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 do, thinking state. Be in your thinking state. Now, be aware of what's happening in your body. Where are you feeling your thinking state? And where can you now recognize that in your body? So you can put notes in the comments, or if you're watching this afterwards on replay, you can watch this afterwards on replay and make a note. But like, where are you feeling your thinking state? Recognize where it lands in your body. For me, my belly is kind of tight. And we are so used to having our heads so full that we don't even notice that it is so full, and it's actually really exhausting. You might actually feel thirsty. You might find your skin is kind of like, it's itchy or it's hot, or so your messages when you're overthinking might be slightly different to mine, but just I'm allowing you to pause right now to recognize when you're in your thinking state. Because most of us are trying to manifest, we're trying to run our lives, we're trying to navigate our lives from our thinking state, our thoughtful state, living in the past, trying to make something happen in the future, rather than being, just wait a minute, this is my thinking state. I'm not going to get divine guidance. I'm not going to get anything come through if I stay in that state. Where's your breathing when you're in your thinking state? Where is your breathing? How is it affecting you? So my breathing is kind of up here when I'm in my thinking state. It's all up here. It's actually quite shallow. I kind of hold my breath quite a lot. There's a lot of thoughts. I want to get this sorted, want to get that sorted. There's an inventory of things that I've got to get done during the day. There's a slight panic and out of controlness with your thinking because you're looking, you're searching for something. Be aware where you are in your thinking state. You need to know what's happening in your body, in your skin, what it feels like to be in your body, in your mind, what's happening in your shoulders, happening in your breath, so that you can recognize, that's my thinking state that brought me this answer. That's my thinking state that brought me this idea. That's my thinking state. That's my human that brought me to this, what I thought was guidance, but actually it's my mind. It's my thinking state. So we're going to shake that off just for the minute because we need to go up the other end from thinking. We need to go up to feeling. So I'm just going to walk you through getting into your feeling state. This is all about the body. When I do Reiki with someone, I'm able to say, like, think of your consciousness, your awareness in this top part of your head. There's fireworks going on. It looks like an equalizer on an old radio, like it's just moving all the time with all the thoughts and all the noise. You put that in a bubble, you encapsulate that. It's like a jelly bubble. All the thoughts that you're having, and you bring those thoughts down through your face, past your ears, past your nose, past your eyes, past your chin, past your throat, past your shoulders. All your consciousness, all your awareness is now coming down into your body in this bubble. So up here is empty. And when you're here, you can feel your heartbeat. You can feel your breathing. It is slower. It is even. So just keep in that state and just listen with your whole body, not your head. It is a practice to bring all of your thoughts, all of your conscious awareness, consciousness down into your feeling, your physical feeling body. Your body knows when something's different. Feelings happen before you get the words. When you walk into a room, you can feel the atmosphere, the energy, the people. Extrasensory perception. And if you keep in your good feeling state, you can say to yourself, where am I? Your breathing will change. You can feel your heartbeat, your shoulders drop, your breath elongates, it's more even. Deeper breaths, you feel safe. I'm here. I have come. And nothing has happened yet. You are just feeling. This is not just for living when you're just, sitting in a meditation. This is when you're in the supermarket. This is when you're driving your car. This is when you meet someone. This is when you go to the bank. Maybe you're negotiating with somebody over the price of something. You're taking this from a different perspective. You're taking this from the soul's perspective. So much slower. So much safer. And now information can reach you. But let's just stick with the feeling sense at the moment. So we've gone from overthinking, when all of this is just like so much going on. We've encapsulated that into a bubble, and we're bringing that down through your face, down your shoulders, into your body, so that your mind is empty. It's not narrating or telling a story or anything going on there. You're feeling. And you can play with this when you're with a small crowd of people and you're sitting at the table and you just think, I wonder what this person's feeling. And you will be surprised that you will feel the difference. But first of all, you need to know who you are and where you are and get really practiced at feeling, that's me. That's me. It's not my thinking mind. It's just, that's me. I'm home. I'm safe. This is my strongest energy. Your body will start to notice when you're not in this state, when you're feeling somebody else, and maybe hearing certain things like, is that mine or is that not mine? This is a great question to ask. And this, I'm coming on to your yes and no in a minute, but if you're with people and you're feeling something, or even if you're not with people, you can feel it, cosmic consciousness. You can feel things, you think, oh, what's going on here? That's not the way I normally feel. That's not the way I want to feel. You can ask, is this mine? And if you've got a strong yes and no, you may get your no response. That's my no response. I lean forwards. I'm like, oh, that's not even mine to be concerned with. I'm picking up somebody else's energy. It's a very, very good question to ask. Your body is incredibly intelligent. Your gut is incredibly intelligent. It is showing you and speaking to you and communicating with you and having conversations with you all day long. This is your soul. She's showing you the way forwards. If we're allowing ourselves to listen, if we're allowing ourselves to slow down and cherish that communication. Many people mistake their intuitive information. And I just want you to be sure that this, you know who you are and where you feel that coming in. It's a start of fine-tuning your clairvoyance, clairessence, clairaudience. It's just slow down and never ever allow someone else to tell you what they think without feeling into it for yourself. Oh, put your money here. This is the best thing to do. Sign up with this coach. Go to this person. Take this medicine. Take this supplement. Ask your body. Always, your body is so intelligent, so wise. Your soul has been with you for eons and eons and eons. And here it is, communicating with you when you ask the question. Some people mistake body sensations. It could be anxiety, it could be panic, it could be something else for their intuition. It could be excitement. Sometimes it is. And sometimes it's just simply stress, excitement, or old conditioning, or there's a trigger happening. It's not necessarily your intuition. Where are you? How does it feel in your body? The same as when we looked at thinking. How does it feel in your body when you're thinking? You have to know the difference. So where does it feel in your body when you're thinking, you're in thought, and now you're feeling? So nothing in your head. All your conscious awareness has been dropped down, dropped into your body. Your breathing changes, your shoulders dip, you've come home. You can ask the question, okay, where am I? And then your breathing can change. You're not thinking, you're just observing. And you think, that's where I am. I'm here. And from that point forward, you are feeling. So where do you feel that point in your body? I'll drop you into that again, and we can just keep on dropping in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Where are you? I'm here. Everything slows down. Everything becomes much clearer. Now, if you could go through your day, navigate through your day with this level of awareness, you would start to notice the signs as they come up. You would feel them like, oh, is that a message for me? And you would just get like a yes. So when I was looking for the artist for my dragon cards and I saw an artist online, is that an artist? Is this who my artist is supposed to be? And I just got a wild yes. The more you practice it, the more you get into that communication conversation with your soul, your soul's language, the better that she can start responding to you. And when you act on and you respond to and you listen to her advice, her signs, she will send you more because she says, you're listening. It is that kind of relationship. It is so symbiotic. It is a marriage, better than a marriage. So there's another way that we can go into this before I sign off. You can close your eyes and you can walk up to this. It's called the Utopian Hotel and Retreat, and you will find out more and more about this place as you work with me. So you've driven up, you've parked in the car park, There's palm trees and there's beautiful plants and flowers in the car park. There's a great big island with palm trees on it. There's parking there for plenty of cars in the shade. You walk over to, there's a fence and there's a trellis archway, and you're going to open the gate. It's a white painted fence, and you just open the gate and you can just feel the spring, and you pull the gate and you open it and you step in and you leave everything behind as much as you possibly can, your daily thoughts, everything else. And you step onto the path. It's a crazy paving path. And in between the stones, there's thyme that's been planted. So when you walk on this path and you squash the thyme, you can start to smell it. So get your senses working and open. And as you walk down the path, you also realize that the path is lined with little bushes of lavender, and all these beautiful bushes of lavender flowers are there. The bees are buzzing, and you can smell the lavender as well. So you can walk and you feel your feet on the path. You can see your feet on the path. You can see the lavender and the bees, and you can hear the bees buzzing. So you've got your senses, your smell, your touch, your sight. And you're walking down the path. I'm going to count you down 10 steps along the path before you reach the front door. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. And you can just start seeing around you. There's an English country garden to the right-hand side, and there's a little cafe with umbrellas and people taking tea and coffee, but they're all sitting in silence, just really appreciating the quiet. 5, another step down the path. 4, and you're shedding off another skin. You're like, oh, I'm relaxing. You're not in your head anymore. You're coming down into your body. 3, 2, 1, and your hand is on the handle of the big glass door that goes into the foyer of this hotel reception area, and you can hear the air sucking as you open the door and you step inside, and it's cool. And there's no one else in there apart from 2 people behind the reception desk. And they do something strange. They walk out to greet you and stand in front of you without saying anything, and they just look at you in the eye. And they're sending you so much love. And you can feel them sending you so much love. It's like, oh my God, I haven't had anybody look me in the eye or send me so much love for such a long time. They're connecting with me, and they're sending love, and they keep sending love. And they keep connecting with you, soul to soul. And you can feel your body relaxing. And you can feel yourself saying, I'm here, I've come, I've arrived. And you can feel what it feels like in your heart, and you can feel what it feels like in your body, just with 2 people looking at you. Not saying anything, but just sending you good vibes. Just sending you love, respect, soul-to-soul connection. And now you're feeling it in your heart and in your chest and in your upper belly. Your shoulders are relaxed even more. Your breathing is even deeper. Got a slight smile on your face. And this is you in your feeling state. And from this feeling state is when you start to communicate with your soul. You can also ask her, please show me how much love you have for me. And watch and feel and notice, be aware how your heart expands and keeps on expanding and keeps on stretching to more than love than you've ever had from anyone. It just keeps on expanding until you think, I can't take in anymore. It's like taking in the biggest breath ever. Now you are feeling. Now you are in your feeling state. And from this point, you can just say, please show me my definitive direction for yes. You maybe get a sensation on the inside, or maybe you sway, maybe your body sways in one direction or another. This is your definitive direction for yes. This is your soul's language to you. And you can ask that again and again. And now you can ask the opposite. Please show me my definitive direction for no. and notice how your body responds, how you feel, notice and be aware of that. You're in the early stages of building a relationship with your soul so that you can trust her, but she has to trust you too. She wants to be part of this life, this communication. She wants to be entwined with you as you walk through this life. So keeping that feeling in your body, we're going to come back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you are still connected. You're still with your body. You're not in your mind. And this is the best place where you can start getting information coming back. And we're going to be speaking about that, about your knowing, about your receiving, which will be next week, your responding, how your soul is responding to you. And then we'll bring it all together and we'll talk about soul to soul communication the week after. If you're ready to manifest your goals, to rewire your mind in this way, to get into feeling, to slow down and receive soul divine guidance for your life, for your business, this is exactly what we're doing. What you can do is the 14 days to manifest your business, your life with soul divine guidance. That is available for you at £164. You can tune into your 5-star client. This is soul to soul communication. And you can get a reading, a business reading, a life reading. And all of those will be put in the messages here. This is how we work. This is how we start integrating our soul in everything that we do. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for being here and starting that relationship with your soul. She loves you more than anything in the world. You came here at this specific time. You're one of many across the globe born at this specific time to bring in a different way of operating within your body with your soul intact. I'm going to love you and leave you. If you have any questions, please get back to me. No question is too small. No question is too big. And I will see you again for the second part of the 5 soul divine guidance messages next week. Thank you very much for being here.